Hey guys, welcome back to the Stacking with Stack mini audio podcast. Today, I got a special guest for you guys, right? My friend Miss Self Love is coming in here. She's coming to do an entrepreneur interview. She's going to lay it out today. It's going to be epic. Get ready, buckle up. We going all the way into that. Listen, I told y'all I had a special guest for y'all, right? I got somebody walking in the building right now. I told y'all Miss Self Love. She's coming in for another fire ass, entrepreneur interview because she's already, right? She's already got in my magazine before, right? She's came on the magazine with Stack Pack. Now she's about to come on the podcast, and I'm real happy that she's about to pull up because it's all about the passion, right? The self-love, right? If you could show more self-love, I'm gonna rock with you, right? If you could show more self-love, that's one important thing about the journey, right? If you could show a lot of self-love, then you gonna get to the next level, right? I think I got Miss Self-Love coming through. She's about to come through the building and rip it up. But listen, it's about to be a crazy, epic entrepreneur interview. We going all the way in. Miss Self-Love, are you here to introduce yourself? Please, over to you. Thank you for coming. Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you, Stack with the Pack. I'm so excited to be here, that you're having me on here. Hey, everyone. I'm Miss Self-Love. I help people move past their breakups and get back to self-love. I have a podcast called A Breakup is a Wake Up, and it now has over 179,000 downloads. Yes, and it's in 172 different countries, and it's 195 countries in the world. So I've been doing that for the past 4.5 years, growing that podcast. I'm a breakup coach. I help people move past their breakups and get back to self-love, and I'm also a podcast coach, and I've been helping people grow their podcast and go global and be in different states and different countries. I manifest for everyone listening to this podcast with Stack with the Pack that you get clients in different states and get in different countries. So it's good to have that feeling. I'm from Harlem, New York, and it's like a lot of my clients.
Come on, Miss Self-Love. What you say? We from the East Coast. Let's go.
Right, the East Coast. And my clients don't come from here. They come from different states and different countries. Because of my podcast, I was able to be a full-time coach, to be at home with my son and the dog and work from my phone and work from wherever I desire to work from. So that's why I'm manifesting for all the listeners, to be able to have that freedom, work on your own time, and be able to stay at home with your children or travel or do whatever it is that you want to do. The podcast gave me that freedom, and a podcast saves my life. So I'm excited to be on here, Stack with the Pack. Thank you for having me on here.
Look, I told you I had Miss Self-Love coming through, right? My first question for you, Miss Self-Love, is why did you decide to do what you do? What was like, this is me, I'm diving in, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not giving up. What was that for you?
Yes, thank you, Stack. Well, I did get dumped. Out of a 5.5-year relationship, I got dumped, and I decided that I wanted to help people move past breakups. I needed a platform to put it on to help people remember who they are. Remember who they are after a breakup and get to their goals and their self-love projects and start to build wealth. So I had to get on a podcast to be able to utilize that platform to go across the globe. I've time traveled with my podcast and help people literally become entrepreneurs, become models, up-leveling their careers, right? Different things I've helped people with my podcast. So I started it so people could level up after a breakup, and that's what happened to me. So that's what I'm helping people do.
I told y'all Miss Self-Love coming in here, she going to be dropping some bombs. So my next question for you, Miss Self-Love, is what does collaboration mean to you? Because I know, me and you, we did collaboration. I met you on Clubhouse. We met in real life. What does collaboration mean for you in your business? And, how do you use collaboration? Let's go, Miss Self Love. We in the building.
We did meet on Clubhouse and in real life, and I'm excited. And I'm learning collaboration from other people. I'm learning collaboration from Stack with the Pack. Big Libra energy. Libras are huge with collaboration. So I'm actually learning from other people how to collaborate with different people and literally just use the network, right? Your network is your net worth. Your self-worth is also your net worth as well. And so literally I've been utilizing my podcast to network with different people, going on Clubhouse, being on different people's platforms, using the energy, utilizing the osmosis, the proximity. The 5 people you hang around is who you become like. So I hang around people that I desire to be like in connection with, right? I stay around the correct vibration. So that's how I'm using collaboration. It's super huge, Stack with the Pack. So
I love that. Come on, she's using it to the highest capability, and you should too. My next question for you, Miss Self Love, is how do you handle risk as an entrepreneur? We're out here risking it every day. We're getting to it. But how do you handle risk, and how do you go about it? Because every day's a risk as an entrepreneur.
Exactly right. It is a risk. I literally believe in myself. I believe in a higher power. And I know that whatever I put out there is going to come back to me. So it's really more so it's safe. That's what I do in self-love, trusting in myself, trusting that I have the wisdom, the knowledge, I have the power to be able to do whatever it is that I say that I have to do. So I have to trust myself. I'm smart. I'm capable. I am resourceful. I have wisdom. I have love. All of it is love. So I trust the process and I trust love. And I know that I'm not going to fail, that and other people won't fail me. And, literally the universe is not going to fail me. So I trust it. I trust the process. Period.
I love that, Miss Self Love, because I had to trust the process too. So if I was you, I'll be trusting the process. My next question for you, Miss Self Love, is what's the hardest part about your job? What is something you feel like you had to, master? And what's the hardest part? Because everyone, they have the moving parts and them growing parts. But what's the hardest part about your job? Let's go.
Oh my goodness, Stack with the Pack. The hardest part about my job. I love my job. I sit on the phone and talk to clients. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask that because I want to show them how easy it is. Ain't nothing hard in life, right? Ain't nothing hard in life. You can go ahead and do it today, but I want to see something that you had struggles with doing coming up at first. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I got to figure it out. But then obviously you're going to master it. Has there any had a situation like that you had before?
Well, at one point, I had struggles with asking for help. Right? Letting other people support me, letting other people help me. I was like, I could do it all by myself. And that's why I love when you say collaboration, because at one point I'm thinking I'm going to get to the top alone, and that wasn't happening. So I had to be around other people. So at one point it was thinking, oh, I'm literally going to do it all on my own. So to everybody listening, you are not going to do it alone. You have to get in osmosis proximity.
Exactly, Miss Self Love, and that answered the question right there, because everyone has a hard point that they got to transition, right? And I had to do that. Miss Self Love had to do that. There's a lot of struggles when it's coming up, but if you can master it and change the direction, you're gonna be of value. My next question for you, Miss Self Love, is how did you figure out that a podcast was a good way for others? Because I hear you helping other people on Clubhouse. How did you figure out that was a good way for others to get seen too?
Yes, I'm excited. Well, shout out to my business bestie, Miss Vienna Fest. She literally put the battery in my back. She's like, listen, help people with your podcast because you're super successful. And I'm like, all right, so I help people with it. And I saw people have results. People had a podcast out for 30 days and they're in 10 different countries. So I just took that Aries action, put it in the momentum, and saw people getting the results. And that's what happened. People are getting results.
Come on, Miss Self Love. I told y'all she was going to go in. My last question for you, Miss Self Love, is where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because everyone wants to scale. Everyone wants to get bigger. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in your direction, in your coaching, in your podcasting? Where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years?
Well, yes, I'm going super hard. A lot of people don't know this, so I will be saying it on Stack with the Packs podcast. I'm going super hard because for my family, so I will be on utilizing passive income, as much passive income as possible. And then pillow money, like Stack with the Pack says. So in the next 5 years, I will be married with child and enjoying my life, traveling the world and relaxing. So that's where I'll be.
Miss Self Love's already calling it into the universe. Now, Miss Self Love, can you help them find where you are on social media, your websites, anything you want them to tap in with? Because I want them to be able to find you after this podcast, Miss Self Love. They need to go find your Instagram, find your websites, and if they want to talk to you and get that coaching for the podcast, where could they go? How could they tap in with you?
Yes, thanks, Stack with the Pack. Everybody listening to the podcast, definitely go to Breakup is a Wake Up podcast. You can find it on Spotify and all different platforms. Also, make sure you are reaching out to me on Instagram at ms.selflove, mg.selfluv. So find me there. Those are the places where you can check me out. So definitely hit me up.
Ooh, I told y'all Miss Self Love's coming through. Miss Self Love, I got one more question, right? So, how important is self-love to you and to the people that come on your podcast and work with you in your your Zooms and everything? Can you please explain what does self-love mean to you before you get out of here? Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Stack with the Pack. I love that question. Literally, I named myself Miss Self-Love because I forgot who I was at one point. That's why I always say, remember who you are, because I named myself Miss Self-Love because I lost myself. And I said, I'm never going to forget who I am. I'm always going to love myself. That's why I have this name. So self-love is literally the root of everything. It's how you manifest. Literally, when you come from a place of authenticity. So the more you learn about yourself and the more you know yourself and the more you're self-aware, the more impact you make in the world and the more money you make. So I'm excited. Self-love is the root of it all. So definitely practice self-love, practice getting to know yourself and being you, especially on a podcast. Just show up, be yourself, be whoever it is you are, be real to you, and it makes life easier and business easier. So love yourselves, everyone. Thank you, Stack with the Pack.
Ooh, I told y'all I had a special guest coming in. Miss Self-Love came through and heat up the podcast. She done came through, and this is what it's about, having them individuals that's going to self-love on their self, right? Self-love. And if you guys want to become a special guest on the podcast, make sure you guys listen to this episode. I appreciate you, Miss Self-Love.
On the Stack Pack Podcast Show, visit stackpackpodcast.com and check out the new episodes that are available online, and also schedule your day to come on the show at bookwithstack.com. Thank you for the endless support. Continue to watch Stack Pack trailblaze with marketing, music production, and the media world.